Today we're talking about the co-op games from 2014. But first, let's see what else was happening in 2014. Bayonetta 2. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Dark Souls 2. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Tales from the Borderlands. PT. Mario Kart 8. The new 3DS. And the PS Vita 2000 model. Now let's talk about some co-op games. Divinity: Original Sin offers a refreshing take on the RPG genre, focusing on how your actions affect the world rather than just battling big bosses or making moral choices. The game's complexity and amazing spell system allow for experimentation and discovery, making it a rewarding experience. Despite its traditional RPG elements, it successfully marries nostalgia with modern graphics and relevance. Combat is a standout feature, with spell and elemental combinations, providing tactical depth and opportunities for creative problem solving. And the game can be played in split-screen co-op, with a great dynamic split screen, where if you're together, the screen is one, and when you split up, it goes into split screen. This works seamlessly. Divinity: Original Sin is truly one of the best co-op RPGs of all time. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, maintains the series' core elements of shooting and looting, while introducing new elements that add variety to the gameplay. The standout feature is the character Jack, whose journey from hero to maniac is a highlight of the story, and his excellently written and delivered dialogue provides plenty of humor. The game still suffers from pacing issues, aimless wandering, and tedious switch hunting quests that have been problematic throughout the series. That being said, you could play through the whole story in split-screen co-op, which is always a highlight of the series. Abyss Odyssey by Ace Team offers a visually stunning experience with procedurally generated levels and an innovative combat system inspired by Super Smash Bros. However, the game struggles with balance and difficulty. Abyss Odyssey has roguelike and Metroidvania gameplay and can be played in two-player co-op. This is definitely a game I don't hear mentioned often, and it's worth seeking out. Chariot is a refreshing and original cooperative platforming game designed for two-player couch co-op, where players control the king's daughter and her fiancé as they transport the king's body in a wheeled casket through 25 intricate levels. Players must work together to navigate challenging platforms and overcome obstacles, using ropes to manipulate the chariot's movements. The game's unique mechanic involves players ensuring the chariot remains on screen, collecting items and activating checkpoints. Each character has distinct abilities, adding depth to the gameplay. Chariot's cooperative nature emphasizes communication and teamwork, making it stand out in the platforming genre. Some design choices and complex levels can occasionally hinder enjoyment. However, the cooperative element shines, making Chariot a highly recommended experience, especially with a friend of similar skill level. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U maintains the challenging platforming and tough bosses of its predecessor, Donkey Kong Country Returns, that came out on the Wii. The game retains its visual appeal with smooth animations. Despite its difficulty, the game rarely feels unfair, with the exception of one frustrating rocket barrel level. Boss battles are challenging but fair, and extra lives are readily available. Overall, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is one of the best in the Donkey Kong Country series, and definitely an improvement over its predecessor, making for an excellent co-op platforming experience. Hyrule Warriors, while not a traditional Legend of Zelda adventure, offers an enjoyable power trip set in the Zelda universe. The game focuses on large-scale battles, reminiscent of Dynasty Warriors, replacing traditional dungeons and puzzles with relentless combat. Although the combat can become repetitive, the inclusion of devastating special attacks adds excitement, specifically when dealing with hordes of enemies. The game's premise revolves around being a hero who can single-handedly change the course of battle, offering a satisfying power fantasy. The diverse roster of playable Zelda characters with unique abilities keeps the gameplay interesting. The crafting system adds depth, allowing players to enhance character combos, weapons, and abilities. However, boss battles, while impressive in scale, lack the depth and complexity of those in traditional Zelda games. Being able to play this in co-op was actually pretty cool for the Wii U, as one player played on the gamepad and the other on the TV. You each had your own screen to work with, which was an underrated feature of the Wii U. Overall, Hyrule Warriors successfully combines the combat of Dynasty Warriors with the beloved Zelda characters and lore, providing an enjoyable alternative to the main series. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, while lacking the depth of character exploration seen in the main series, offers an engaging adventure filled with puzzles and cooperative gameplay. The isometric perspective may limit emotional depth and character interactions, but the game compensates with creative level designs, visually distinct temples, and hazardous environments that provide a sense of wonder and excitement. Combat serves as a filler between puzzles, with a variety of weapons to keep players entertained. However, the real appeal lies in the puzzles, which are well-paced and scale in complexity when played solo or with up to 4 players, fostering teamwork and communication. The multiplayer experience enhances the adventure, offering fulfilling co-op activities and puzzle-solving challenges. Overall, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris shines as a cooperative adventure with engaging puzzles and satisfying gameplay. Littlebigplanet 3 retains the series' signature charm and creativity, with an engaging mix of humor and storytelling. It boasts beautifully designed levels, hubs, and creative environments, even though it occasionally suffers from floaty controls. While new power-ups and characters add freshness to the gameplay, the game is best played in co-op with up to 4 players. This might not be the best in the Littlebigplanet series, but it's still a really solid 2D platformer. Octodad, Dadliest Catch, with its hilarious premise of an octopus posing as a human, offers a refreshing and charming take on physics-based comedy. The game's controls, where each tentacle is individually managed, make for a delightful chaos as players navigate Octodad through everyday tasks. And when you play it in multiplayer, you have to work together with each player controlling a different part of Octodad's body. Octodad, Deadliest Catch stands out as a funny and absurd physics game that's definitely worth playing with friends. Shadow Puppeteer offers a cooperative adventure that thrives with the right partner. Playing solo can be frustrating, but with a friend, the game's mind-bending puzzles and reality-altering twists come to life. The story follows a boy whose shadow separates from his body due to an evil music box, with one player controlling the shadow and the other the boy. The eerie atmosphere, haunting music, and beautifully rendered cutscenes add depth to the experience. The dark and captivating graphics complement the gameplay, where players must work together to solve puzzles and navigate a world filled with shadows. While the 3D platforming can be challenging and irritating, the game's creative premise and cooperative elements make it a must-play title for those who enjoy co-op gameplay. And this originally came out on the Wii U. Shovel Knight offers solid gameplay with tight controls, well-designed stages, and standout boss fights, each with its unique tune. While the story is basic, it's enjoyable, with interesting characters and a charming setting. Shovel Knight features fun relics, armor, and shovel upgrades, providing depth and replay value. The difficulty lies in platforming rather than combat, and the campaign is relatively short. The co-op mode was originally exclusive to the Wii U version of the game, and the only way to unlock it was with the Shovel Knight amiibo, and this works surprisingly well as a co-op game. 1001 Spikes is an unforgiving homage to 8-bit platformers that challenges players with relentless difficulty. As Indiana Jones-like Eamon Hawkins, you navigate an ancient temple filled with traps and dangers, equipped with 1001 lives to tackle its arduous levels. The game's retro aesthetic houses a wealth of inventive challenges that require precision and adaptability. Death is frequent and often comes from unexpected sources, with no mid-level checkpoints to offer respite. Despite its high level of difficulty, 1001 Spikes' clever design keeps players coming back for more. Co-op mode adds another layer of fun, especially in the arcade modes, where you can play with up to 4 players to work together through the main story of the game. If you love precision platformers, this is one of the best in the genre. So those are some of the co-op games from 2014. What games did we miss? And if you enjoyed this video, check out our video from last week where we talked about the co-op games from 2013. Thanks for watching.